Hey there, this is Andrew bringing you another deck reveal and review. This is currently my last unopened Worlds Collide deck, but I'm doing a sealed event tomorrow and picking up at least one other deck that the store owes me, hopefully two if they got their Alt-Art decks in. We'll see. So, should be good. Oh, I saw that was Logos, but this is a T. Allen, the Speakeasy Lieutenant. Well, Lieutenant makes me think I'm going to get Brobnar or maybe Star Alliance, and Speakeasy makes me think I'm going to get Shadows. So I'm going to guess Logos, Brobnar, Shadows. Oh, no, I was wrong about Logos. It is Brobnar and Shadows, and then the last one is Dees, which I definitely would not have guessed. Now, I am very pro Brobnar in this set, and mostly if you get it with Saurian, I think it's very good. But I've definitely seen it do well in other, setups as well. And especially, there's some interesting Dees and Shadow stuff that can benefit from that board control. So it might be, and Brobnar is certainly good against Saurian, with the concern, probably the biggest concern being Axiom of Greased decks that can do a one-sided board wipe. Those are annoying, but wow, this wrapper is not giving me a good time. And I have a razor right here. Alright, don't try this at home, kids. Alright. T. Allen, the Speakeasy Lieutenant, and it should start with Brobnar here. Ooh, Alaka, that's great. 4-power giant. If you've used a creature to fight this turn, Alaka enters play ready. I really like to get this with maybe Stiltkin or Ganger Chieftain. The more Ganger Chieftains, the better. Volcano is an action. You deal 4 damage to each creature and gain 2 chains. Barn Raising is an action. When you play it, for the remainder of the turn, your opponent loses an amber each time a friendly creature fights. We do get our Ganger Chieftain. That's a 5-power giant with play. You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. That's nice, because if we have that, Alaka, and some other creature in our hand, we can get 2 fights in. And, Barn Raising's in the picture. That helps with that, too. Wouldn't mind having more Ganger Chieftains, but that's it. Ire Staff is an artifact with a bonus amber. It's a weapon, and it has action. Enrage a creature. Give that creature a +1 power counter. Flamewake Shaman is a 4-power human. With play, deal 2 damage to a creature. Gargante's Scrapper is a 3-power giant with alpha, and after you play it, if you have 3 or more amber, you deal 3 damage to an enemy creature. That's pretty good direct damage there between those two. And Ogopogo gives us more direct damage. It's a 6-power giant. After Ogopogo attacks and destroys a creature, you may deal 2 damage to a creature. Power of Fire is an action. When you play it, you sacrifice a friendly creature. And if you do, each player loses amber equal to half that creature's power, rounding down the loss, and then you gain a chain. Really interesting if you're able to keep pumping something with Ire Staff, and then do that, because you get, extra stuff. Cool. Extra loss. Smith is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you gain 2 extra amber if you control more creatures than your opponent. The Flex is an action that says play, choose a ready friendly Brobnar creature, exhaust it, and gain amber equal to half its power, rounding down the gain. That can work even if something has an enrage from Ire Staff, right? Because you're not using the creature, you're just exhausting it from the Flex. And Barehanded is an action with a bonus amber that puts each artifact on top of its owner's deck. That is interesting. Artifact control. Interesting stuff there. Alright. Let's see what we get in Dees. Binding Irons is an action that on play gives your opponent 3 chains. 2 of those. Okay. Dendrix is a 5-power demon. With fight, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. That's not bad with the Ganger Chieftain. I mean, we can get into situations where we drop this one turn and then the next turn pump it for 1 with Ire Staff and then use Ganger Chieftain to have it kill something and knock a card. That's good. A second Dendrix, using both those together isn't bad. Edoram is not one I love if we get board control, but it's helpful if we're behind, of course. It's a 4-power demon with Reap. Destroy a creature of the house with the most creatures in play. And you can sometimes do some interesting manipulation, like let's say Dees has the most creatures in play, and that's you. You might like ram your Dendrix into one of your opponent's cards to drop your Dees count down so that now your Dees house count is tied with one of their houses, and then you can destroy one of their houses. So sometimes you can play around to get that to work better. Sometimes you might just want to destroy your Imp Spectre, which is a 2-power imp with destroyed, purge a random card from your opponent's hand. 2 of those, okay, not bad. Rot Grub is a 1-power beast. With play, your opponent loses an amber, and after it reaps, you archive it. Then we have Hysteria, which returns each creature to its owner's hand. That could get you to play that twice in the same turn, which could be interesting. And not bad if you have Ganger Chieftain on the board, right? You get a little extra value there. Soul Fiddle is an artifact, an item with action, enrage a creature. Sometimes these gets bad artifacts. Wretched Doll is one, and I think this is one, but it's not terrible, but it's not as bad as Wretched Doll, I think, but it's not much better. Ooh, and Caller of Subordination, which is an upgrade rather, that says you control this creature. That is interesting. I like that. Now, of course, that doesn't change the creature's house, so if it's not in a house that you have, then you're in bad shape. It's nice on things with just constant effects. Yeah. Maybe you do it on something and then you can get a Ganger Chieftain use out of it. Who knows? But at least you're denying your opponent the use of it. That can be good too. Oh, and then we have Eater of the Dead. Eater of the Dead is a 4-power demon with fight and reap. Purge a creature from a discard pile, and if you do, put a +1 power counter on Eater of the Dead. Interesting. Okay. Wow, that's interesting purge, because we get the purge out of the Imp Spectre, and then we potentially get purge out of the discard with that. That's really it, though, for purge. So, when we didn't get, like, Infernus or any Bornit stuff. Okay, let's look at Shadows. Avenda, 4-power Elf Thief. With Reap, deal 1 to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. We have Bad Penny, who's a 1-power Human Thief with Destroyed. Return Bad Penny to your hand. That's actually a good combo with the Avenda. I don't mind that. Hit and Run. Play, deal 2 damage to a creature, and return a friendly creature to your hand. I'm hoping we get like Ronnie or maybe Hugger Mugger's okay, but especially like Ronnie, Snecklifter. I think that's about it, but those would be really good pickups with this. It's not bad to return the Ganger Chieftain too. Inky Gloom is an action that says your opponent cannot use creatures to reap on their next turn. Aha, Javenda is a 2-power Elf Thief with Elusive, and after it reaps, you deal 1 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, steal 1. Again, very good with Bad Penny. Pestering Blow, action with a bonus amber, deal 1 damage to a creature and enrage it. That's fine. 2 of those, okay. Trust No One is an action. You steal 1, but if there are no friendly creatures in play, you instead steal 1 for each house represented among enemy creatures to a max of 3. That can be pretty good sometimes, and stealing 1 on its own is not bad. Umbra is a 2-power Elf Thief with Skirmish and Fight. Steal 1. Spike Trap is an artifact with a bonus amber. It's a weapon, and it has Omni. You sacrifice it, and if you do, deal 3 damage to each flank creature. 2 of those. Interesting. Selwyn the Fence is an Elf Thief with Fight Reap. Move 1 from one of your cards to your pool. I don't think we have any cards that combo with that at all. So that is a dead card. Okay. That's it. Alright, so yeah, this is okay. Let me see, how many amber pips do we have here? 4. We'll count the Trust No One as 1. 5. None in D. 6, 7, 8. So not a lot, and the Shadows just isn't going to do a ton. It has a little bit of slow your opponent down, some control, some direct damage, but it's just not going to do a ton. Eater of the Dead maybe can be okay, but it's iffy. Caller's maybe one of the cards I'm most excited about. Hysteria can be okay. None of these creatures are ones that I love, and I don't love Binding Irons. Barehanded can be okay, although I feel like we have enough artifacts in here. I'm a little worried about that, but it could be okay. Some Amber Burn in Brobnar, but it kind of depends on us having creatures out first. So I feel pretty iffy about this. And especially, you know, having Selwyn be essentially a dead power card. A little iffy. Spike Trap, you know, it hits your own flanks too, so also a little iffy. But oh well, that's how this works. I would call this, you know, it's not terrible, but it's, I think, fairly mediocre. Not going to get a lot of great mileage out of this, but that's okay. It's still fun. And anyway, that was T. Allen, the Speakeasy Lieutenant. Thanks for walking through it with me. Hope you enjoyed it, and that you'll get out there and forge some keys.